Even the strong break when no one sees them. It started with the older sister getting sick. Not the kind of sick that goes away after a day in bed. She could barely stand. Her face was pale. Her voice was soft and thin. But she tried to hide it. The younger sister did everything. Cooking, cleaning, fetching water, checking on people. She didn't say much, but her body was tired. Her hands were raw. Her steps were slower than before. One night, she dropped a bowl. It hit the floor and broke. She didn't cry. She just stared at it, frozen. No one had noticed how tired they were, because the sisters never said. That week, fewer people came. Some had left town for work. Some didn't want to take more than the sisters could give. The kitchen was quieter, but it didn't feel like peace. It felt like something was fading. Then, one morning, a carriage arrived. The older sister's husband stepped out. A prince. Not in shining clothes, but in a plain cloak and dusty boots. He had been away, dealing with matters outside the kingdom. He hadn't known how bad things had gotten. He saw his wife and dropped to his knees beside her. She was sitting by the fire, too tired to stand. "You should have sent word," he said. She shook her head. "We didn't want to pull you away." The younger sister's husband came the next day. He had been staying near the harbor, helping manage supplies. The letters they sent hadn't reached him. He brought blankets and sacks of rice. That night, the four of them sat around the fire. The women spoke quietly. The men listened. No orders. No plans. Just silence and hands holding each other. For the first time, the sisters slept through the night. They closed the kitchen for 3 days. Not to give up, but to breathe. To heal. To let others step in. And others did. A woman from the edge of the village brought onions. A quiet boy brought a pouch of beans. A soldier left firewood stacked at the door without saying a word. The sisters hadn't asked. But people came anyway. When the kitchen reopened, it was different. The prince helped carry pots. The other husband helped mend clothes. The sisters still did their work, but they weren't alone now. Some days they cooked. Other days, they helped carry water or watched children so their parents could work. And slowly, things began to grow again. Not just food, but trust. The kitchen didn't belong to just 2 women anymore. It belonged to all of them. Follow Trinity Stories for more. Like, comment, and share.